What is going on, everybody? Thammagotcha here, and welcome into another Ultra League video. This time we hit the leaderboards, everybody. Let's go. Woo! You love to see it with this team. Shadow Alolan Sandslash, Greedent and Skeledirge. I had a blast with this team. We even had to play Rise to Occasion, so stay tuned to see that battle. Hopping into the first matchup here, Alolan Sandslash versus Ampharos. I'm gonna farm up some energy. They're gonna throw the Brutal Swing or Thunder Punch. I'm gonna shield up the move here just because I want to keep some health, and they come into a Clefable. Now what I should have done was banked all of this energy and then came straight into Skeledirge, but I decided to catch the move, which is fine by itself. Meteor Mash resisted, Moonblast gonna be resisted. The only damaging move that the Clefable can do is going to be Psychic. Now Psychic, not normally run considering you want the coverage of Moonblast and Meteor Mash, so I'm gonna farm up to 100 energy here and then throw the Disarming Voice. Disarming Voice, gonna get the knockout. Back out comes the Ampharos. We're gonna throw the Disarming Voice, hopefully getting that shield here, which we do. Absolutely amazing. One more Incinerate, and we should have thrown the Disarming Voice, but it is what it is. I thought we were gonna be able to get to the Shadow Ball. Brutal Swing gonna knock us out. Out comes a Toxicroak, and we have the perfect answer to this Toxicroak, unless it's running the new move of Shadow Ball, which very well could be. Shadow Ball does so much damage, but the Psycho Cuts are double super effective, and Moonblast for sure is going to hit hard. Not enough to KO, but enough to put it into a range where one Shadow Claw is going to be able to knock it out, and we should be able to reach 2 drill runs with the Alolan Sandslash before that Ampharos gets the 2 moves. One shield versus one shield. We should have this game in the bag. First drill run, getting the shield. One more Shadow Claw to the next drill run, and this drill run left, right, good night to that Ampharos. That's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. So hopping into the next matchup here, Registeel lead, beautiful lead for the Alolan Sandslash. I'm going to farm up 7 Shadow Claws, and then I'm going to go straight for the drill run. Now, as the Alolan Sandslash, you can stay in this lead if you want, but I choose to swap into the Skeledirge, hopefully try to catch a Focus Blast. The opponent goes for the Zap Cannon. We get the debuff, which is super unfortunate. And they're running a Regirock as well. Okay, this is kind of strange here, but Shadow Ball going to be hitting that Regirock for some nice neutral damage. Even with our attack debuffed, it's going to put in some work. Now, I'm going to come back in here with the Alolan Sandslash after I wait my Switch Clock timer out just a little bit so that I can throw a drill run here. Gonna shield up the Stone Edge. It wouldn't one-shot us, but it's gonna put in a lot of work to where I wanted to keep my Alolan Sandslash kind of healthy. Considering they have Regirock, Registeel, I'm assuming it might be a 3rd legendary, and that 3rd legendary might be Greedent, might be Giratina, but who knows? I can let this one go through. Does a lot of damage, but it's a Virizion in the back. Yes, this is exactly what Greedent is made for. Haven't seen Virizion in any of my battles except for this one, surprisingly enough, but we have 2 amazing answers for Virizion. So this team here, it's Alolan Sandslash on the lead, which is weak to counter, also weak to water. We have not weak to water, ground. We have Greedent and Skeledirge to kind of deal with the weaknesses, especially Skeledirge for the counter users. And Skeledirge does decent against Poliwrath, but Greedent does amazing against Tentacruel too, but so does Alolan Sandslash. My opponent decides to catch the drill run here on the Regirock, but that's not going to matter. All I have to do is get the 2 drill runs here, and that's going to be enough. The opponent knows it. They top left. GG's. Thanks for playing. On to the next game here. Giratina lead, amazing lead for us here. They're gonna swap into a Lantern, and my gosh, is this opponent ever core broken by the Alolan Sandslash? I'm gonna get the shield, and then I'm gonna hop into my Greedent. My Greedent should be able to tank a couple of Thunderbolts, no problem, and 2 Moonblasts should just be about enough to knock out this Lantern here. But I decided to go for the Future Sight. Future Sight does more raw damage, and we get stab, same type attack bonus. If anybody didn't know what stab means, when you throw the same typing move as the Pokemon type, you get stab, same type attack bonus, which honestly works in handy to your bonus if you need that extra damage to KO a Pokemon. So they're gonna get us very low here. I'm gonna farm up just a bit of energy, and I feel like I can get to another Moonblast if they shield, but which they don't. But instead they come in with the Giratina, and we get another Moonblast off. Ivy's coming in clutch. Out comes a Poliwrath, and we're up 2 shields to none here. I'm gonna shield up the first move. Probably could be the Scald. And the good thing about this Skeledirge versus Poliwrath matchup is that you survive a Scald. They survive a Disarming Voice, but you're gonna get to them very fast. Look, we got the 2 disarming voices before they got the 2 Scalds, which is absolutely amazing here. They're gonna no shield that one, so I'm gonna no shield as well. Maybe it might be an icy win, but no, they go straight for the Scald. We survive that. We get to another disarming voice, which would have taken out the Poliwrath, and then we had the Alolan Sandslash for that Giratina. So good game, well played. Mandibuzz, this is not as a dominating matchup as you think it is, because we're running Shadow Claw, which is resisted. Ice Punch is the only damaging move that we're gonna be throwing, and it doesn't do a whole lot to that bulky Mandibuzz. So 7 Shadow Claws, then the Ice Punch, and then I'm gonna throw 4 more Shadow Claws and then another Ice Punch. So no, sorry, 1 more after that Dark Pulse. So 1, 4, 7 is what you want to throw. 2 versus 3 fast move. So gonna take this Dark Pulse to the face, and hopefully I can get to another Ice Punch. Throwing on good timing here. Ice Punch should be just about enough to take out this Mandibuzz here. And look at that, my Alolan Sandslash is almost down for the count. I come into my Cresselia, they have a Skeledirge. This could get really dicey, but this is why I love running Future Sight. Future Sight gets shielded, but it is super effective on the Tentacruel, which you love to see. Scald gonna get no shielded. Hopefully we don't get the attack debuff, which we don't. You love it. Going for another Future Sight here. Future Sight is probably gonna get that second shield. No, it doesn't. Massive damage onto the Tentacruel. I can let my Cresselia go down here, and I want to just farm all the way down with my Skeledirge, but I'm gonna swap into my Alolan Sandslash, banking all that energy, and unfortunately I don't get to a move. The Incinerate knocks out, but up 2 shields to 1. My opponent does have 2 more Incinerates than I do, so I got to be mindful of that. Whereas I can shield this move, but if it's a disarming voice, we should be even on energy and everything like that. But they decide to quit the match, considering we should just about get to the 2 Shadow Balls unless they double bait at the same time. So GG's, well played. On to the next game here. Sandslash into Tentacruel. This lead is absolutely amazing for Alolan Sandslash. Gonna farm up 8 and throw on the supposed CMP tie, but my opponent catches like a savage. Gonna farm up some more energy and go into the Cresselia. This is not the best matchup for my Cresselia either, because the Greedent has Crunch, and that's gonna lower my defense potentially by a 30% chance. But the Greedent is so freaking bulky, it's gonna be able to take 2 moves. Now, what I've learned from this matchup is just go straight Moonblast. Moonblast is going to be doing neutral damage as well, and you get to him slightly faster than the Future Sight, except for if you're on your 3rd, I think. And from here, I kind of make a misplay. I overfarm just by too much, and they get to the body slam before I can throw my move, which is super unfortunate, but it is what it is. Gonna shield up the Crunch. Or I no shield the Crunch. Okay, a little strange, but I'm gonna throw my Shadow Ball right away. Shadow Ball hopefully gonna be doing some nice damage here. I'm gonna come in and combo play with my Alolan Sandslash. That gets the first shield of the game. Gonna shield up the Scald. Hopefully I don't get debuffed. That would be massive, but we get the debuff. Out comes a Guzzlord. I'm gonna throw another Ice Punch here, doing super effective damage, but with the attack debuff, they're not gonna need a shield, and they're gonna be able to survive another Ice Punch here. I gotta call that this is just a Dragon Claw. Crunch comes in, and that is massive for my opponent. I'm able to get to another Crunch or Ice Punch here, but they don't have to shield that. So now I can come in with my Skeledirge. I'm gonna have to shield this move up. Crunch would definitely knock out, but they bait us with the Dragon Claw. We have a boatload of energy here. Gonna throw the disarming voice bait. Can we make it to the Shadow Ball before we get knocked out here? 1 more Incinerate, and my opponent makes it to the Scald. So unfortunate, but we get to the Drill Run with the Alolan Sandslash. You love to see it. Who was worried? GG's. Well played to my opponent there, and a beautiful 5-0 to start the video. So going up against Rise to Occasion, y'all see the name there. Amazing YouTuber. If you haven't, go check them out. He's amazing battler, amazing YouTuber. Go check his content out. I'll link his channel in the description down below. So Galvantula into Alolan Sandslash. They're gonna swap out into the Jellicent there. After 3 Volt Switches, I'm gonna go for a couple drill runs, hopefully catching the Surf here on the Cresselia. Opponents really like to throw the Surf at the Alolan Sandslash to hopefully get shields, but Rise goes straight for the Shadow Ball. So I'm gonna shield this move up here, and then I'm hopefully gonna make it to another Moonblast after 4 more Psycho Cuts. They should put them into a range where I can KO them or get their shields. So we match shields. and the opponent is going to be throwing their move. Shadow Ball is going to definitely knock us out here. I'm going to come in with the Alolan Sandslash. They just expended all their energy, so I'm really hoping I get the full farm down, which we do, and it's a Scrafty in the back, and this is where Skeledirge loves to see this dark type. Foul Play is going to be super effective damage, but they're going to come into the Galvantula. I can shield up the potential discharge, and I know they're 2 more to their next move, so I'm going to throw 1 Incinerate, maxing out on energy here. Shadow Ball taking care of the Galvantula. Disarming Voice locked and loaded for that Scrafty. Massive damage. Since we're debuffed, it was not enough to one-shot. Almost able to incinerate down, but we have energy loaded on the Alolan Sandslash, and Alolan Sandslash is going to clean this matchup up. So GG's, well played. Good game to you. Rise to occasion. Go check out his channel. Amazing content creator, amazing battler as well. On to the next game here. Alolan Sandslash into Tentacruel, another great lead for us here. We're gonna throw 7 Shadow Claws this time because my opponent, or 6, now 7. My opponent caught on 8, so I'm going straight for the Drill Run. Drill Run does nice damage. I do end up shielding the Scald. I do want to keep my Alolan Sandslash kind of healthy, and it's a Poliwrath back there. Beautiful. In comes the Cresselia. They can Icy Wind or Scald us. I'm not too worried about the damage, but if they go for the Icy Wind, I'm going to go for the double Moonblast. They go for the Scald, and again, we get the debuff, so it's going to take 2 moves to KO anyway, so you might as well go for the cheaper move. Moonblast doing super effective. Future Sight doing super effective. But you might as well just go for the cheaper move, get 2 Moonblast off. That way you're conserving energy and hopefully you get to the moves a little bit faster, so you're conserving a little bit of health as well. I'm going to shield this move up here. Gold would definitely KO us, but they decide to come back in with the Tentacruel. Future Sight going to be coming in. That takes him out. Left, right, good night. They're going to throw a move off on the CMP tie here, which I'm completely fine with, which means they are completely out of energy. Icy Wind knocks us out. 2 Incinerates, and that Poliwrath almost goes down, but we're going to come in and snipe with the Alolan Sandslash, and we have loaded energy. You'll love to see it. Ice Punch coming in, gets them into the yellow. Another Ice Punch. This is gonna get in that last shield here, and if we get to 1 more Ice Punch, this game is over. They're gonna throw the Shadow Sneak or Dragon Claw. Whichever one they throw is going to be resisted, and we are gonna live that on 1 HP in a dream. Ice Punch, left, right, good night to that Giratina. Awesome game. On to the next matchup here. This is a veteran player already. Getting quite close to veteran myself, 2483. So hopefully by the end of tonight, if I play more battles, but we'll see. Alolan Sandslash versus Alolan Sandslash. Gonna go for the Drill Run. I'm gonna no shield the move. You do live a Drill Run on the first 6 Shadow Claws, but my opponent decides to bait me. Oh my. That is absolutely brutal for my opponent. Gonna get both shields, and I'm gonna shield this move up. They're probably gonna throw the Drill Run, as I'm assuming they're gonna be weak to Alolan Sandslash in the back. So Drill Run, we're gonna be winning CMP tie. Gonna be enough to knock out the Alolan Sandslash. Left, right, good night. And the opponent concedes the match. So if I no shield the Drill Run and they shield the Drill Run, they're gonna get the Shadow Claw down. But I'm gonna come in with my Skeledirge anyways, get a full farm down, and we'll see what happens from there. But Gliscor on the lead. I'm going to throw 7, and they catch on a Greninja. Oh, that is brutal. Good catch by my opponent, knowing that it's 8 to the Earthquake, and then I'm gonna throw on 7 right before they get there. So very well done by my opponent. But Greninja into Cresselia. This is kind of an even matchup. Night Slash doing super effective damage. Moonblast will probably one-shot this Greninja, so Night Slash gonna be coming in. That is almost enough to KO us, but this one definitely will, so I will put up a shield. Night Slash shielded. Moonblast coming in, and I think my opponent loses track of my energy here because they are going to let me get to another Moonblast, or they're on their 3 cycle. I can't remember, but Moonblast, left, right, good night. And out comes that Gliscor. Gonna no shield this because I know a Night Slash is gonna KO. I know they did 7. 5 was just taken care of after they just threw in the move. So I shield just in case it's a Earthquake, because they did, I think, 4 or 5 more wing attacks, so they were at 11, but doesn't really matter anyways. We shield just to be safe. Night Slash is get shielded. They're coming in with a Toxicroak. I come in with my Skeledirge. Mud Bomb is not going to be doing enough to KO. Shadow Ball is going to be doing massive damage, almost one-shotting the Toxicroak, and that's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent. Hopping into what I believe is going to be the final matchup of the video. A little bit of a core breaker here. Glaciopod into Cresselia. Gonna no shield the first one. Liquidation doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it has the potential to drop your defense, which good for us, it didn't drop the defense. We have the Future Sight coming in on the Galarian Wheezing. Massive damage. My goodness gracious. No shielding the Brutal Swing. I get to this Moonblast here on the CMP tie. Unfortunately, I wanted to get the move up before they got their second one. But it is what it is. Moonblast going to be coming in. Does that get the shield? No, it doesn't. Takes them out. So I'm going to hard swap. And it's an Ampharos. Oh, this could not get any worse. Two Brutal Swingers in the back. Gonna have to shield up this move. And I have to get to double Disarming Voice. Unfortunately, I threw on improper timing, allowing them a full Volt Switch through, which is brutal. And I should be throwing my Volts or my Disarming Voice there. Didn't really matter anyways. The Glaciopod was going to be on the Alolan Sandslash, and nothing really I could do there with a shield up, or even shields. Glaciopod's going to win that match. So there we are, 2483 to end the video. So thank you all so very much for watching. If y'all are liking the content, please hit that like button, comment if you want to see anything in the future, and like always, I will see everybody in the next video. Bye.